When going through the scanners at an airport, always make sure there's nothing missing when you get on the other side. CCTV footage from an airport in Bangkok, Thailand, caught an employee stealing cash from a tourist's wallet. Footage shows the security guard searching through the elderly man's belongings, taking some notes from the wallet and then slipping them into his pocket before dealing with the next passenger. His not-so-sneaky act was captured from multiple angles. The guard was identified and won't be stealing anyone else's holiday funds anytime soon. If you thought rush hour was bad where you live, check this out. The Sao Paulo metro system handles over 4 million passengers on a normal day, but in January 2025, major floods caused absolute chaos. Passengers were packed like sardines in stations where huge crowds gathered and people could barely move while waiting for the trains, which were also disrupted due to the severe weather. I feel claustrophobic just looking at this. If you watch enough internet compilation videos, you know that there's something about people filming themselves in cars that puts you on edge. These folks are on their way from a wedding celebration and have created a small convoy to drive through the local tunnel. It's all honking and selfies at first, until they remember that alcohol and driving do not mix very well. The aftermath is pretty insane, with people hopping from car to car in an effort to avoid fault. Too bad it's all caught on camera. You really have to feel bad for anyone else who was driving through that tunnel.
He would allow me to spend money that he had, with his credit card or something like that.
And what were you buying with it?
I've been talking to this woman online.
Who is she?
She's as embarrassing as it is. She's a cam model.
A what?
A cam model. So a lot of the money went to her.
Okay, where's she at?
She lives in Bulgaria.
Here's another terrifying police interview. That's Grant Amato, a Florida resident who stole $200,000 from his family, used it to pay a Bulgarian cam girl, and then killed his parents and brother when they tried to get him help.
Okay. So what would you give her money for?
Just for the time online. with her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was just like that type of thing.
And what did she charge?
$600 for the chatting like that.
How much do you think you spent on this? Because it seems kind of pricey.
Yeah, probably close to like $200,000, I'd say.
$200,000?
Yeah.
And Cody didn't shoot your dad. We know Cody didn't shoot your mom. We know Cody didn't shoot himself.
And you still haven't asked us the condition of them or anything.
That's because I mean, I don't know what the normal proceedings are, but I don't.
In his interview, he speaks about the situation very frankly, sometimes even laughing about the situation. This is because he actually tried to pretend that he had absolutely nothing to do with the grisly triple homicide.
Who left your family like this? If you were the one that's been depressed, you were the one that owes money, you were the one that got into a confrontation with your father, who did this to your family?
Oh, I didn't do any of this.
This is the moment where he finally cracked. Now, he's spending the rest of his life in prison.
Take off the socks too. Take off the socks. Take them off. I want those. Take them off. Take them off. Yup. Take them off. Thank you. Take them off, nigga. This what you do. You's a nasty nigga. You's a nasty. You a nasty. Get out of my building. Not of my building. Not of my building.
If you're going to have a sugar mama or sugar daddy, you need to be nice to them. Here's why. This woman and her boyfriend are mid-breakup in the Walmart checkout line, and she immediately starts telling him to remove various articles of clothing that she had bought for him. It starts with the shoes, then moves on to the socks. Next, she pours a drink on the man's white shirt, which, to be frank, she probably bought as well.
I'm here bringing up my food. Y'all? Let's take this.
You okay?
Am I okay? You okay? My shoes and everything, man. That's my girlfriend. That's my homegirl. That's my homegirl. That's my homegirl right there. Damn, man.
Hopefully, he has a few bucks to buy some new shoes before he goes home. Whether you're for or against the banning of TikTok, we can probably agree that you shouldn't be using it at work, unless it is your work. This girl's manager really didn't appreciate her using it in the kitchen, so much so that she claims she ended up getting fired for it. At least this video leaves absolutely no doubt as to who the jerk is. After a match, an MVP soccer player is kind enough to toss his jersey to a couple of kids in the stands. However, a grown woman literally plays tug-of-war with the child, eventually stealing the jersey right from his hands. Despite multiple fans intervening, the woman refuses to budge. Before the video ends, the entire stadium is booing her. It's pretty despicable behavior in any country. This insane case of road rage was uploaded in January 2025. It shows a group of bikers traveling down a highway when, all of a sudden, a car changes lanes, perhaps intending to overtake the bikes, but it instead knocks one of them into the barrier, sending the biker flying through the air before skidding across the tarmac at high speed.
Meu Deus! Segura, segura! Meu Deus do céu, desgraçado!
The car also skids out of control, flipping onto its roof before eventually rolling back onto its wheels.
Fica aí! Fica aí! Fica aí! Fica aí! Fica aí! Fica aí! Fica aí suave! Fica aí suave! Fica aí, caralho!
The angry cameraman then gets off his bike and kicks the car driver's window before giving him a piece of his mind and telling him to wait for the police. As far as we know, all parties survived. Imagine you're out in public taking some photos with your fiancé for the upcoming wedding. Then, this happens. And no, that's not what you think it is. Many think the sound is like a fighter jet dropping a bomb, but this footage is from Beirut, Lebanon. In August 2020, tanks full of ammonium nitrate exploded at a port. The resulting blast was so bad it left 300,000 homeless and thousands wounded. Fortunately, these two survived, whereas many others did not. Here's another one of those videos that seems perfectly innocent in and of itself. However, trust me, this is some devious stuff. The man is named Roby Johnson, and one day he noticed that his coffee wasn't tasting that great.
You can see it sudsed up, soapy. I guarantee it's slick too on the fingers. Yeah, slippery. Ugh, gross. Just gotta catch it in the States.
He finally used a hidden camera to discover that his wife, Melody, had been trying to poison him by pouring bleach into the coffee maker when he wasn't looking.
Let's put this in. Oh, it smells. I can smell it. I can smell it. Soapy. Watch this. Guaranteed. You're gonna see purple. Boom.
She later received a sentence of 2 years, but is now out on probation. Coffee drinkers beware. On January 28, 2025, in Yashio, Japan, a 74-year-old truck driver died when a massive sinkhole swallowed his 3-ton vehicle. Dashcam footage captured the horrifying moment when his truck was swallowed up by the ground. Initially measuring about 10 meters wide and 5 meters deep, the sinkhole later expanded to about 40 meters wide and 15 meters deep. rescue teams faced a real-life game of the floor is lava, battling unstable ground and water leaks to reach the trapped driver. Sadly, despite their efforts, it was already too late.
This is unreal. What is going on?
Hey, put that away.
Oh my God.
The prevalence of social media is going to give us more and more videos like this. Here's a girl rushing up on her boyfriend having dinner and drinks with another woman when he told her he was going to be at a business dinner. The two instantly react, with the girl covering her face and the man asking his soon-to-be ex to turn off the camera.
Want to hear it?
You guys canceled. She's my coworker. I knew you'd be pissed, so I didn't tell you.
You knew I'd be mad, so you didn't tell me. Are you serious right now? Where are the people that you said were going to be
They
here?
canceled on me. She texted me, told me she could come last minute, so I said, hey, that's fine.
She continues filming though, even as he's chasing her down the street, attempting to explain that it's a completely innocent situation.
You're playing it off like it's not a problem, but you said that you knew I'd be mad.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I'm not trying to cause any problems.
Okay, and we're talking, so why are you coming and talking to me?
I just wanted to let you know so that you don't have to feel so bad. Like, nothing's going on.
Okay, who are you?
We work together, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The woman then attempts to intervene and claims there's nothing going on. Wonder why she covered her face so quickly. Also, same side of the booth, seems suspicious.
Go home together. I'm over this. I'm so over this.
Marketing department.
In December 2024, two aging Russian oil tankers met disastrous fates near the Kerch Strait. There must have been something in the water, besides oil, because soon after a third ship also ran into problems and began sinking. When all was said and done, one crew member lost their life, and the oil spill, which stretched along 14 kilometers of coastline, killed thousands of birds and at least 58 dolphins.
Okay, I'm doing good?
Yeah, you're doing so good.
Okay.
Okay, come on.
Okay.
You're almost there. Come on.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
A little bit more.
No, babe, that's too high.
Okay.
I can't do it, man.
Now you have to walk back.
Oh, no, I can't.
No. So
Babe, I
just
can't.
try getting up.
There's no way I'm getting up.
This is one of the most unique things I've seen on this channel. Here, we have a guy who is using virtual reality to try and get over his fear of heights. The board on the ground simulates a ledge, and he's able to remain completely safe while working on this fear. The girlfriend coaching him seems to be doing a great job, showing empathy and patience at the same time.
Do you need help?
Please, babe, please help me. I can't
Okay.
do it. Oh my God, man! Oh my God!
However, she then decides to kick him off the fake ledge, causing him to immediately panic. It's a pretty mean trick. What do you think? Break up with her or let it slide?
Good evening. As you recall, on October 9th, Benjamin Mitchell was 22 years old and he was murdered. That was 51 days ago. On October 11th, 2 days later, 32-year-old Monica Hoffa was murdered. 8 days later, on October 19th, Anthony Nyboa murdered. 26 days later, on November 14th, just 2 weeks ago, 60-year-old Ronald Felton was murdered. We received over 5,000 tips in this case. I am pleased to announce that tonight we will be making an arrest in the Seminole Heights murders.
In 2017, Darylee Roberts made headlines after stealing the show during a police news conference announcing the arrest of a suspected serial killer in Tampa, Florida. At first glance, she appears to be translating the words of the police chief. However, it soon became apparent that Roberts was signing nonsense and didn't really know what she was doing. Complaints and jokes flooded in, and a spokeswoman for the department announced that they were reviewing their hiring process. Roberts was questioned by the police, though it's unknown if she received any legal punishment for her actions other than being fired.
I think when I found out there was a gun, and when we looked at his description, it gave us a little more than what we've ever really had. We've run down some guns before, run into some other things. It just felt right. I kind of had a feeling that we were going to get a break. You know, every day we would meet as a group, and we would say, "What day is it?"
An investigation by the Daily Mail revealed Roberts had previous convictions for grand theft and burglary. Plus, she had just finished serving a 5-year sentence on a felony fraud conviction before securing the interpreter role. So, this is what happens when you lie on your resume and get the job.
No, I fucking don't, because she knows how to vote better than you, brother.
Doubt it.
I doubt it. What's this little thing? You got a 200 on the back of a kayak?
What are you, maritime enthusiast as well, are you?
I just like to do the right thing, and when he come through, he's hooking.
Yeah.
Sometimes the Karen do it themselves. In this case, a woman is yelling at a man for apparently going too fast through the water near their homes.
Taking out everyone in their Christmas
Nothing better
presents.
to do to take the fun away from every cunt. Oh, that's it. Oh, well.
I hope you got that.
I did.
Good.
It's going straight on my Instagram.
Instagram, is that all you got?
No, I got TikTok as well.
Oh, TikTok, is that all you
Yeah,
got?
film this stuff.
Is that all you got?
Yeah.
She might have a point, but when she attempts to splash the man with water, she ends up capsizing herself. It was an awkward and strangely polite argument before the woman hit the water, but it only gets worse when the people in the boat claim they're going to leave, only to find that they can't start their boat.
Do you know the rules, sweetheart?
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Really?
Oh,
You on the other side of the river?
Yeah, and you come through on the wrong side.
Really?
Hooking.
We're gonna leave because you're on drugs or something.
Drugs.
Yeah, something's wrong with you,
Right thing, and I'm now just
Nah.
going for a swim.
Are you going to pump that
It's
fuel?
a shame
Yeah.
you don't, son.
I'll pump the fuel because
You don't know what
we
else
don't want
to
to
do.
stay here with you.
Oh, that's a shame.
I guess Aussies are just very cheerful arguers because these people seem to be having a blast. At a port in the Netherlands, this guy got out of his car and went to grab a coffee, only he forgot to put the handbrake on. The car rolls slowly but surely towards the water, and in less than 20 seconds, it's gone. I hope the driver ordered a strong coffee because the rest of his day must have been rough.
Взять законные мужья Степана. Степан, согласен ли ты взять законные жены Елизавету? Скрепите ваш союз кольцами.
Typically, the bachelor party is held before the wedding, right? From the looks of this guy, he did most of his drinking in the 10 minutes before the actual ceremony. You can't see the bride's face, but she must be absolutely mortified to have her new husband being held up by the best man.
Кольца, где кольца? Степан, помогите.
Как место называется?
Объявляю вас мужем и женой.
I don't know how the laws work here, but it's possible she's now legally married to the man in the windbreaker. If you watch closely, the guy on the right is nearly in as bad a shape as the groom.
You a man?
Are you a man pretending to be a woman?
I'm not pretending to be anything.
Sorry, but I paid to be a customer at a hotel where I thought you believed that women were real. That because you put on makeup, because you're wearing high heels, because you have a Barbie outfit on, that you don't think this is degrading? This is misogyny. And we have a hotel. If you give me back my money right now, I will leave the hotel.
Okay, let's go take
But I'm not going to have my children come down from the 30th floor and see what's happening here.
Here's a Karen who has clearly spent too much time on a certain TikTok account. It shows her challenging a couple of drag queens or trans women before making a major public scene about people who weren't bothering her or anyone else in the least. She then demands her money back while hotel workers follow her around in an attempt to contain her tirade.
Are you dressed up? Are you a man? Are you a man pretending to be a woman?
I'm not pretending to be anything. I'm just dressed.
What do you think about my son who might think that he can put on makeup and put on fancy clothing and high heels? This is so degrading. I want to hear from the police, Karen. I want to know why I paid $3,000. This man is dressed up like women.
Unfortunately, she takes things too far, and the video ends with her being arrested. Wonder if she ever got that money back. In September 2018, 3 thieves attempted to rob a store in the recreational cannabis farmers market in Ontario, Canada. Surveillance footage shows the suspects burst into the store, and one of them sprays the workers with a can of bear spray. Ducking for cover, the male cashier grabs what he can to defend himself, which just so happens to be a glass bong. Feeling high on adrenaline, he then proceeds to beat back the thieves and chase them out of the store, protecting his staff, his supply, and the cute little puppy behind the counter. One of the last things you want to see at a wedding reception is a gun. Well, as we'll see later, that mostly just applies to the US. Speaking of which, welcome to Florida. In 2023, the owner of a wedding venue there got so worried about noise complaints that he pulled out a gun and began pointing it at a wedding attendant. He even rushed the DJ several times, spilling a drink on his equipment. Amazingly, this wasn't even the first time something like this had happened. Kinda makes you wonder if he's in the wrong business.
You got my purse? I got a video. I got a video. I got a video. I got a video. I got a video of him. I got a video of him. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got a video of this guy in his place.
Oh, it's whatever. Alright, I'll tell you what happened.
This is quite possibly one of the most chilling confessions you'll ever seen caught on tape.
Alright, so I got home, I got in an argument with my mom. She slapped me across the face. She began to hit me. She started beating me. I didn't like it, so I her to death. Alright? I put her in a wheelbarrow. I put her in my car. I took the car. I had a mental breakdown where I almost committed 3 times. I drove around Daytona. I dropped the wheelbarrow in some random ass location. And then I drove back to the church. I began to dig a hole. I dig a hole right under the carpet. I dug a pretty deep hole. Pretty deep.
This 15-year-old killed his mother after the two of them got into an argument. He then buried her body in the church fire pit. It's a horrific act, but the matter-of-fact way in which he's speaking about what happened is truly chilling.
Decontaminated body in, alright? All this time my mom's decomposing body, I dragged it from my car to the fire pit. In which case I tried to cut the wedding ring off her finger because I wanted to pawn it, but I couldn't because I didn't have a knife strong enough to cut bones. Oh well, whatever. Anyways, so I dug that hole, threw her body in there.
He even talks about trying to cut the wedding ring off of her finger so that he could pawn it off for money. He was later sentenced to 45 years in prison.
Filled it back in, made it look all nice and natural, dumped my clothes, and then I went home.
Nedokážeš mě přestat milovat i ze dne na den.
Tě nemiluji už dlouho.
Jo, a proto jsi mi to teď říkal furt?
Jdi do p***le.
Ondřej, prosím.
Já tě nechci, rozumíš tomu?
Ondřej, prosím.
Rozumíš, že tě nechci?
Prosím.
Jdi do
Prosím.
Fakt jdi do
Prosím. Dělala jsem všechno, já vím, že jsem to...
Jdi do Budu s holkou, která mě 2 roky podvádí. Jdi do
Taky
Jsi normální?
Ondřej, prosím.
Rozumíš, že...
Prosím, dej mi poslední šanci, prosím.
This breakup is in check, but fortunately someone had the wherewithal to put some subtitles to it. What stands out about this particular breakup is just how flat and emotionless the man is, while the woman basically puts on an Oscar-worthy performance.
Hnusíš se mi, rozumíš tomu? Nebudu s někým, kdo se mi hnusí.
Prosím. Prosím. Prosím.
Když si zašel stát.
Ondřej, prosím.
Táhni, ti říkám.
Prosím.
Táhni z toho auta do
She just repeatedly cries and asks him to reconsider, but he sticks to his guns. It's hard to tell who's at fault here, as the guy is being pretty cruel with the way he's talking to her. Apparently, the two have been together for a long time, so her reaction is understandable.
Ale já bez tebe nedokážu.
Tak na mě nehrabej!
Dej mi poslední šanci, prosím.
Nedám, rozumíš, že ne?
Prosím, dej mi poslední šanci.
Nedám.
Ty víš, že k sobě patříme, já se...
Patřím ke
Ondřej, prosím.
Nepatřím k
Ondřej.
Táhni, pustíš mě, já te... Já na tohle to nemám náladu.
Šanci, prosím.
Nedám ti žádnou šanci.
Ondřej, prosím.
It's a sad video, but there are two good things about watching it. Seeing his orange Crocs or the fact that we all now know how to say please in Czech.
Já jsem fakt nasranej, já tu holku nechci, rozumíš tomu, že ji nesnáším.
This is quite literally an attempted murder caught on camera. The good news is that the whole event went so terribly wrong that it's possible nobody was even hurt. These two people didn't even seem to know each other at first, but one of them jumps behind the other and starts pushing, attempting to throw them in front of a moving train. In a moment of sheer terror, they both go plummeting off the platform right onto the tracks. The good news is that the train was already coming to a stop and managed to do so before striking either of the women. Getting towed is a real inconvenience, but no amount of effort is going to unhook that tiny little car from that massive tow truck. Nevertheless, this driver just keeps on gunning the engine in an attempt to pull away. Realizing it won't work, he decides to commit some light assault instead.
Yo, I'm not playing with you.
After knocking the tow truck driver to the ground, he retreats back to his vehicle where he demands that the man put down his car. People who watched carefully will note that the driver was actually armed, but even after being assaulted, he just tossed the weapon into the cab so he wouldn't be tempted to shoot this little twerp. Depending on the culture, politeness and courtesy can vary in terms of importance. For instance, in China, both women and the elderly could have the first claim to a seat on the train. Still, you don't have to be nasty about it. This man is downright rude, demanding that the woman get up and give him her seat. He even goes so far as to start pawing at her and pushing her around. The strange part is that there are at least 2 seats next to her that he could take. The abuse eventually gets so bad that the authorities were called. Kind of makes it hard to respect your elders, huh? In my opinion, this girl is just straight up mean. She tells her boyfriend that it's time to break up while in public, then laughs about it on TikTok while he drives her home and says goodbye to their dog. Who knows? Maybe this guy was an awful boyfriend. But to just laugh and mock him on a live stream like that, it's wild. In 2023, a chaotic confrontation at a post office in Miami resulted in a USPS worker being charged with robbery. The victim was waiting in line when he claimed to have heard a worker use racist comments directed at another customer.
We're going to file a formal complaint.
I don't care what you do, sir. I don't give a
Okay.
Now take that to the news. I don't care.
Being a good Samaritan, he stepped in to confront the worker and began filming her on his phone. Clearly, the USPS employee didn't appreciate being filmed, and after telling him to take it to the news, she snatched the phone from his hand, injuring the victim before taking the phone to the back room and attempting to break it.
The postal worker said to her, "English. I don't speak Spanish. If you don't speak English, out of here." And to come to the post office and have to send in a mail and be subjected to hate and discrimination, no one deserves that. And that could very well happen to my mother.
The 39-year-old postal worker was arrested and charged with robbery by sudden snatching. Here's a thief who has a different strategy. He's just walking up to an Apple store and pulling as many phones out of the wall as possible, stuffing them in his pockets before storming off. Amazingly, he walks straight past a police car with his pockets full of stolen phones, though the car seems to be empty. If you're wondering why nobody is stopping him, it turns out that display phones run on a different version of iOS. If they go more than 50 feet from the store, they lock down. They can't even be sold for parts. So, this kid is completely wasting his time and his future. Here's another example demonstrating just how quickly a person can lose their belongings on the subway when they're not paying attention. This guy is already looking pretty shady, acting like he's falling asleep while never taking his eyes off his mark. The second the subway doors open, he makes his move. This happened in Hungary, and you really have to feel bad for the poor woman who just lost her phone to this patient predator.
Sir, I'm so sorry.
Drink your spit.
So sorry, sir.
Okay?
For people who like to pay $20 for a $6 meal, there's DoorDash. However, this guy got more than just fleeced by high app prices. He got sent a driver who spit in his drink.
Why did you, this is for my son, my 2-year-old son.
Yeah.
Why would you spin my drink?
So sorry, sir.
Why? I want to know why you did it.
I don't know.
For what? We tipped you. What's the problem?
No problem, sir. My kids are my car.
Your kids are in your car, so you spit in my drink for my kids, right? Should I come spit in your kid's water bottle?
Then, sir, I bring another two.
Should I spit in your kid's water bottle?
Sorry, sir. So sorry, sir. Then, so I'm so sorry.
So should my son drink this, or you should drink it? You drink it right now. You drink it, take that seal off, and you're gonna drink your spit. Okay, give me my drink. I want you to drink that right now. Okay? Drink it. Drink it.
I'm Muslim, sir, so I don't...
You don't drink what? Fruit juice? Or you don't drink your own spit?
Apparently, the man had a camera set up in front of his house which allowed him to see the man take the lid off of his cup and spit into it. First, the homeowner videotaped the broken seal on his drink, which companies placed there for just this reason. He then confronts the driver, who seems to have no explanation as to why he did it. In the end, that's the most furious part.
Okay, sir, I'm so sorry.
Drink your spit.
So sorry, sir.
Okay? Shame on you. Shame on you.
The video ends, and as you might expect, with police being called.
What the f***? Now she just tried to hit me with the car. Stay the away from me. I'm gonna defend myself. Stay away from me. I'm gonna defend myself.
Here's a video that gets right to the point. Just as the guy flips on his phone to record, his ex attempts to hit him with her car. He's clearly upset and deserves to be.
I just recorded what you just did. Not according to this. Get away from me. And you didn't just gravel. You just tried to hit me with the vehicle. You just tried to hurt me.
No, I did not.
Yeah, you did. Get away from me. Please get away from me. Get away from me. I'm gonna call the cops. Get the away from me. Get away from me now.
You're acting like a crazy person.
I'm not acting like a crazy person.
Are you on drugs?
Violetta, I can't do this anymore. I don't care what you have to do.
I parked right here. You can see the thing.
You just backed up. I have it on video.
I parked right here.
Okay.
Strangely enough, she attempts to claim that she just slid on the gravel, as she accuses him of being crazy, which is even more wild. Some employees develop strange habits that can never truly be explained. In December 2024, a USPS employee was filmed smearing a variety of substances on people's mailboxes. Substances included correction fluid, also known as whiteout, jelly, and an unknown substance which is probably best left to the imagination. A confused resident complained to the cops no less than 10 times over 8 months, but without video evidence of the perpetrator, there wasn't much they could do. So, he set up a camera and caught the mail carrier in the act.
At that point, it was just our word until I got a camera and put the camera up and finally got her doing it.
The postal employee, identified as Donna Sufyan Conyers, was arrested and now faces charges of disorderly conduct and criminal mischief.
And we would give her waters, we would give her Red Bulls, sodas, and then this was about 2 years ago, we gave her $100 for Christmas. And then all of a sudden, she lost it.
As for the residents, they're still left scratching their heads as to why she would do this, especially as they were nice to her and often gave her gifts. Here's another subway scumbag for you. This time, we have an agitated man who appears to be aggressive and confrontational. After attempting to start something with the couple, he sucker punches a random woman in the face, sending her flying to the ground. Luckily, some passengers on the train reacted quickly to help the woman. As for the assailant, he unfortunately gets away.
And I can't wait forevermore. I love you.
Very well, thank you.
You're not gonna say my son has flaws.
We can
leave.
Perfect.
Okay.
No, I don't have to leave. That dress you're wearing, we paid for.
Let's calm down.
You're not going to ruin my day.
You are not gonna say my son has flaws.
Wow.
Everybody has flaws, and that's why I love them. You can leave, Judy.
Like you don't have flaws.
You can leave.
You can get out of my wedding now.
I'm not leaving. That dress you're wearing, I paid for.
Vows are an important part of any wedding, especially when you write your own. However, when this young bride says she loves her future husband despite all of his flaws, the future mother-in-law has a meltdown in law. She immediately starts in, and it clearly isn't the first time because the bride immediately asks the woman to leave.
Let's quit this.
Get out. I'm not getting out. Try it, and I'll have you arrested.
Tony, get her out of here. This is not right.
This is not. I'm sorry. Let's respect the wedding.
I'm not leaving.
All right. Just hold your
You
peace.
show respect.
Please,
You left your daughter at 12.
Let's just calm down. Let's say, hey, we don't need this. We don't need this.
I don't want to hear any flaws about my
All right.
son.
You have the flaws right now because
Are
you
you
don't know how to
kidding?
act like an
I
adult.
have the flaws.
You don't know how to act like an adult right
Oh,
now.
you're kidding. I give that man $500 because he wanted to live high and mighty.
Oh my God.
This is not your day.
The groom does his best to calm his mother, but she simply can't stop fighting with the bride and the other guests. Those are going to be some fun years.
No, but she's not talking about flaws about my son.
It's not about you.
She's in love with your son.
Okay, let us
Accept
continue,
it.
please.
Oh,
Let us
accept
continue.
it. She's using my son.
Heidi, go and sit down.
Let us continue, please. What have you chosen?
In this case, a woman was caught outside a park attempting to take the American flag down from the pole at the entrance. Apparently, she was trying to raise the Mexican flag in its place, most likely as a form of protest.
No, you're not gonna tell me what to do. This is Mexican land, mother.
No, okay.
Look at that flag because that flag isn't on the floor, is it?
Hey.
Is it?
Hey.
You can't say I'm disrespecting. No, esta es mi tierra. Esta es mi tierra. Esta es mi tierra.
Come here.
Okay, my people kill you.
Turn around.
I'm going in peace and you're hurting me and you're gonna regret it when you, okay?
Hey.
Touch me when your kids die.
When your kids say, you're squishing my hand, and they already know. You don't need to go. Take me.
Stop her.
Take me. Take me. Take me.
Take her down.
Take me.
She's on the ground. She's all right. We'll get her.
And you're gonna pay. My dad is gonna kill you and all your family.
When police spoke to the woman, she was extremely defiant. She not only threatened the officers and resisted arrest, but threatened to have their families hurt as well. It's probably a case of mental illness more than anything else.
You're hurting my hand and I already told my dad.
Okay, cool. Hey.
You think it's a joke?
Hey, relax.
You're gonna set me free.
Relax.
No. I said you want. Turn off my car. Turn off my car.
Don't
this is
tell
my
me
land.
what to do.
Then get the land. That's Mexican land. That's Mexican land.
I'll put it in the car. Yeah.
How you guys doing? Nina, what's going on here?
Yep, you know exactly.
Tell me what's going on.
You know exactly.
Who's this guy? That's not your husband, right?
No.
People seem to be forgetting that everyone has a video camera in their pocket nowadays. So, when the best man walked in on his friend's future bride making out with the bartender, not many excuses were going to work.
You don't look like a husband to me. I don't blame you. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
James.
I'm James. I was the best man. This is Nina. This is my best friend's wife. So are you the bartender?
Not only, but yes.
Okay. That's excellent.
Instead, the frustrated barman just picks up his phone and starts shining his flashlight. Too bad we can still see the bride-to-be's face, and she looks guilty with a capital G.
Well, you guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
This footage shows a brazen smash-and-grab robbery at a jewelry stand in Stockton, California. Footage from the event shows several young men loading bags and backpacks with rings, necklaces, and other items while employees cower. Despite the alarm blaring incessantly, there doesn't seem to be anyone coming to help them. From the coughing, it's possible that the assailants pepper sprayed the poor workers before commencing their robbery.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh shit.
This worker made a critical error while operating a forklift in a warehouse. As he backs away, thousands of drink cans come crashing down, narrowly missing him and causing his colleagues to run for cover. The incident happened in January 2024. No incidents were reported, and the only fatality here was likely the man's future job prospects.
All about me. Because guess what? That's what's gonna happen. He's not gonna let me be your friend. He's not gonna let us do stuff together. And there's no way it's gonna be able to work. And you're gonna have to come to a point where you're gonna choose him or me, and you're gonna choose him. You will.
I have to say, I feel for this guy, but this video is sort of funny as well. You can hear a couple fighting near a bike rental station. By fighting, we mean it's more like the man having a completely emotional breakdown about his girlfriend choosing to spend time with another man.
Because that's what everyone does. That's what always happens. It's never me. I'm never good enough.
It sounds like he has some serious self-esteem issues, and it's hard not to feel some sympathy. But when he screams and rides off on that scooter, that's just comedy gold right there.
Oh my god, he's got a knife.
Guns aren't too much of a problem in the UK thanks to some pretty tight regulations. However, bladed weapons are. In this case, 2 police officers spotted a man carrying a massive machete in the subway and immediately responded by tasing him to the ground.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god, there's another sword.
As it turns out, the man was actually carrying several other large knives, so it's terrifying to think of where he might have been going with his little arsenal. Thanks to the quick work of these officers, we never have to find out.
Didn't expect to see that, did you?
No. I was just thinking about getting off and visiting my friend in Tulse Hill. Maybe not.
Oh my god, look at the size of that.
That's huge.
Oh my god, that's huge.
No es del muchacho.
Policía que está borracho.
Nobody should drive under the influence, but especially not police officers. These 2 Guatemalan cops are currently facing dismissal after being caught driving their patrol car while incredibly intoxicated. If you don't speak Spanish, one of the bystanders mentions that they had already crashed their car at least once while trying to get out of the gas station. Fortunately, a sober cop eventually showed up, keeping them from getting back on the streets. Must be a quiet town if only the police are committing crimes. Yet another nursing home employee was caught on camera stealing from one of his residents. 59-year-old Joseph Yanarella was a maintenance man whose salary clearly wasn't enough to satisfy him, so he went rifling through the purse of an 84-year-old grandmother. When the family noticed that money had gone missing from her purse on 3 separate occasions, they set up a hidden camera and caught him red-handed. Despite being arrested, the maintenance man failed to change his ways, as news reports state he has been charged with several additional felonies since then. Sadly, the grandmother he stole from didn't live long enough to get justice, as she passed away soon after. Jumping the subway turnstiles to avoid paying is pretty much a rite of passage in large metro areas. However, it doesn't always go quite as planned. Here are a couple of guys attempting to beat the system despite there being a police officer literally right behind them. The guy who gets left behind is quickly redirected, but luckily, his friends come back to get him. Here's the twist, that's not the only point of the video. In celebration of their antics, the two run down the stairs, only for one of them to lose footing and hit the floor like a bag of rocks. That's gonna hurt tomorrow. I want to be clear, robbing people is bad. However, even bad things can be done so well that they deserve some sort of appreciation. This Paris thief is so fast that the guy he robbed doesn't even have time to react before his phone and the person who stole it are gone. It's a despicable act, but you have to admit the timing was incredible. The main job of a postal worker is to deliver mail, so it's pretty frustrating when they end up doing the opposite and take things away. Two UPS workers hit headlines in 2024 when they were caught on camera taking a customer's wallet, which had been left on the sidewalk in front of her home. Footage shows one of the men picking it up and putting it in his pocket before getting back on the truck and driving away.
I have a cousin who's a driver. I have a friend who worked at the corporate office, right? So I know how hard they work. I respect them. I try to, be kind to them and to have this happen, it was unnecessary. It was truly unnecessary and just wrong.
Moments earlier, the same camera caught the victim being dropped off at home and dropping the wallet.
Got rained on, so I ran upstairs to change shirts really quickly. I see the UPS drivers. I'm literally looking for the wallet because I would like to tip them. I was right there thanking them for what they did. And again, looking for my wallet so I could give them a Christmas tip.
After checking the footage, she thought that the postal workers may have been doing her a favor and were holding on to it. So she called them and discovered it had been dropped off at a local post office.
My money's gone, so over $2,000 is gone, and gift cards are gone. I think they tried to use a card because it's like chewed up or something in a weird way.
However, when she went to collect it, she discovered that $2,000 had been taken, along with gift cards she thinks they might have tried to use. In response to the incident, UPS stated it had fired the temporary seasonal worker who picked up the wallet. For the victim, though, this wasn't enough, and she has since asked police to press charges against the worker, as well as the driver who was with them that day.
Of the many crimes in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift committed against society, this is one that will do the most damage, literally. This driver was apparently trying to drift their car in a parking deck, only to massively understeer and slam into a wall. Though we can't see the look on the driver's face, his body language tells us everything we need to know. In fact, you can almost hear him coming up with less embarrassing scenarios through the screen. Too bad it was all caught on camera.
The best instances of subway madness are the ones where nobody gets hurt, bothered, or even annoyed. This guy decided to try out a brand new hairstyle and he's taking it out for a spin. No harm, no foul. The only tragedy here is if it ends up raining and ruining this new unicorn hairdo. This next video is a little less morally ambiguous and a lot more disgusting. It shows a young woman at a gym stealing shoes from the people who are working out. Apparently, she's looking for shoes that have the highest resale value, because there's no way she's going to be wearing those. It's hard to tell what the best part of this video is, the way that she so brazenly shows her face in front of the camera, or the way she treated the shoe rack like it was a wall at her local athlete's foot. The store, not the fungus. In January 2025, a resident of North Texas was left spooked after checking her doorbell camera to find a man in a devilish mask holding a card with a Bible verse on it.
My husband and I had gone out to dinner, and then we had stopped off at the store to pick up a Powerball ticket. And I was waiting in the car for him, and my ring notification went off.
Thankfully, the homeowner wasn't in at the time of the call, and who knows what would have happened had she been there and answered. Still, the event left her shaken, and she doesn't know why she was targeted. The Bible verse in question seems to relate to the end of times, and consigning people who do not follow Christ to the lake of fire.
It's really scary. I'm not aware of anything like this ever happening, and I hope they catch him.
A lot of people were saying that they would probably shoot the person. I wish it were fake, because it's really affected me.
Was it a prank? Not according to the homeowner, but according to the police, it wasn't a crime either. What is it with weddings and fireworks? It's like people forget that wedding venues are full of flowers, lace, and other nonsense that can go up in flames in seconds. In this case, that's exactly what happens. The best part of this is that one of the guests actually tries to throw water on the fire. Well, that and the fact that the person filming is laughing about the fact that they're all suddenly caught in a literal death trap. Look at it this way, at least everyone left in an orderly fashion for once.
Nein. Ich muss Papa anrufen, der muss hier. Ach, da hinten ist das. Jenny! Ich bin geschockt!
Imagine you're a young German on holiday with your friend. You find a great hotel in Paris for just $50 a night. What is still? However, when you get there, you find this. The entire street seems to be littered with trash and debris, and while there is plenty of beautiful graffiti in Europe, these buildings aren't exactly painted with street art.
Also ich habe da jetzt irgendwie auch keine Worte. Jenny! Machst du hier kaputt? Ich habe auch keine Worte. War hier Bürgerkrieg? Was ist denn los hier?
The girls are rightfully terrified to spend the night in the area. Hopefully, they decided to spend their $50 somewhere a bit safer.
We're gonna play a game. Okay. You ready? You wanna go first? Okay. Would you rather? Okay, you can go first. Okay. Would you rather show your at a party in front of a bunch of guys? I already did that. It's not fair.
The fact that we all have miniature recording studios in our pockets has not only changed the way we confront breakups, but other forms of relationship betrayal as well. This young woman, for instance, is filming her and her bestie when she announces that they're going to play a game. It starts off as a harmless game of Would You Rather?
Or would you rather f my boyfriend and tell me you're at Tiffany's house?
Turn it off.
No.
Turn it off.
No.
But the person filming quickly reveals that she knows her friend slept with her boyfriend and lied about it.
I already know. He told me, so.
Told you what?
He told me that you guys I already know.
Well, the last thing that he told me was that you were just his.
To make matters worse, the so-called friend attempts to defend her actions by claiming that the boyfriend said his girl was just a side piece. I wonder if he'll be in the next video.
Are you f***ing kidding me? Get out.
No.
Get out.
Are you serious? Right? Are you serious?
I'm sure we've all had days where it's been hard to stay awake at work. All those boring presentations and training videos. And the funny thing about this clip, though, is that the officials seen dozing off were attending a conference about lazy workers. Well, if you can't beat them, join them. This worker was caught hanging around, literally outside of the 34th floor window of a high-rise building. Thankfully, the guys inside managed to find a hammer and began hacking away at the window to relieve him of his perilous position. It takes a few minutes to break through since, the glass is strong, ironically for safety reasons, but eventually they pulled the stranded employee inside for a well-earned rest. The poor guy was lucky to escape with his life. Whether he still has a job or not remains unknown. Usually, someone slashing your tires means you've either been cheating on your girlfriend or have gotten into debt with some pretty shifty characters. However, in this case, a man was just walking around a neighborhood, popping people's tires completely at random. The person is hardly inconspicuous in their all-black hoodie and pants, but what could have provoked them to target the sleepy Houston suburb? Perhaps he sells tires, or it's all one giant money-making conspiracy. If you haven't seen the body horror film, The Substance, you might not recognize this disfigured creature jammed into her New Year's Eve dress. However, you can still appreciate the fact that people in the subway are having to marvel at this person's very detailed costume and wonder just what event they might be attending. The best part is the sign in the background that reminds people to not be someone's subway story. Looks like they're too late in this case. Typically, it's the brides who get labeled as the drama queens. However, there are plenty of groomzillas out there as well. These two are attempting an age-old tradition of cutting a cake together, but the groom seems to be having some difficulty. Within a few seconds, he starts handling the knife very roughly.
He then gets impatient with the woman handing out the cake and grabs it from her hands before pretty much shoving it into his bride's mouth. As a final result, he attempts to spray the crowd with champagne but fails at that as well. His resulting tantrum leaves the kids and the audience crying, and probably his new bride too. Those signs that say bathrooms are for customers only are pretty annoying. But rather than buy a pack of gum like everyone else, this guy decided to bomb the place. Fortunately, the resulting explosion was pretty small, and the only real damage was to the workers' eardrums. Still, if his goal was to give the people in there a good scare, mission accomplished. In March 2023, residents of Louisiana were disgusted to learn that something unpleasant had been added to their water. "57-year-old Michael Maston was caught urinating into the supply, and an investigation found that it wasn't the first time he had done so. The government employee can be seen exiting his office and tilting the camera upwards before unzipping his pants and taking a leak. Clearly, he didn't tilt it enough, and at one point he even looks directly at the camera midstream. Once his sickening acts were discovered, Maston was fired, arrested, and charged on 2 counts of criminal damages to a critical infrastructure and 2 counts of contaminating water supplies. Local authorities assured the public the water samples taken after the incident were in good standing and met all safe water drinking requirements, but I'd think twice before drinking out of the tap for a long time if I lived there. If you ever thought that it probably sucks to work at one of those quick oil change places, you have no idea. This video shows just how ignorant some of the customers at these quick lube spots can be. After apparently applying the gas instead of the brake, this older gentleman ends up plowing into a car in front of them, pushing them out of the way. It's clearly an accident, but it looks like he just really wanted to be next in line. Guess he'll want to have them check those brakes while he's there. As previously demonstrated, people fall asleep on the subways all the time. However, this can sometimes be ill-advised due to less desirable wildlife that populates the subway tunnels. Take this gentleman, for instance.
He's just enjoying his nap when a rather large, rather curious rat decides to crawl up and introduce itself. The way he reacts by just standing up and letting the rat fall to its feet is priceless. Who wants to bet that woke him up better than a strong cup of coffee ever could? While we're on the subject of awkward, how about this lovely church wedding that's suddenly interrupted by a shirtless man? It's hard to figure out exactly why there are shades placed behind the altar, but this mentally unwell man certainly figured out a way to make a grand entrance. Luckily, the family was well aware of the man's disability, so, as shocking as it was, it didn't actually ruin the wedding. Wonder if he'll put on his shirt for the reception.
Let's continue to pray, please. Our Father, we just pause right now in your presence.
Airports have pretty much seen every trick in the book when it comes to passengers trying to sneak on flights. However, this might be the most obvious attempt yet. It seems that this enterprising young scammer has decided to wrap himself in plastic and try to pass himself off as baggage. Whether he was ever serious or not, he certainly wasted a lot of people's time. The security guard who had to unwrap him probably needed an extra long break that day. In September 2024, a cargo container ship attempted to pass under the Williamsburg Bridge in Rotterdam, Netherlands. It's safe to say that the captain misjudged the bridge's height, which resulted in damage to the bridge and some of the containers ending up in the river. If you're wondering why you never received that package you ordered, maybe this was why. On this occasion, fortunately, no one was injured. This video just goes to show that breakups rarely, if ever, go as planned. We have no idea how the story started, but it's not going to end well unless a woman decides to get off the hood of her ex's car. Even when they're on the highway, she appears to still be crying and begging for the person inside to take her back.
When your job involves winning hearts and minds, it's probably not best to steal from the people you're trying to win over. This woman was supposed to be gaining support for Hillary Clinton's campaign, but when she was caught on camera taking down posters from someone else's property, she ended up doing more harm to the campaign than good.
Stop blowing from your yard into my yard.
Stop throwing your in my yard!
You need to quiet
I've been
down.
put it out!
No, you need to pick it up.
No!
Pick it up.
You! Excuse me!
Pick it up.
You are throwing trash!
Do you not see all
in
the bags?
my yard!
Do you see all the bags
I
I
am
picked up?
putting it
Half
out
of it is
from
yours.
my yard!
Can you not
I
yell?
am putting it out from my yard! First of all,
Stop yelling.
stop throwing your trash continuously in my yard! I am sick and tired of you!
Pause for a moment and just imagine what it might be like to have a neighbor like this. The anger, the sheer frustration, the fanny pack, the way she reacts to a simple, polite request. You have to imagine she might climb into your home and stab you in your sleep. Apparently, there is an entire TikTok channel reserved for this lady, so she's definitely made an impression on her neighbors.
I'm sick and tired of you! Stop throwing trash
That makes
in
two of
my yard!
I'm sick and tired of you.
Yes! Ever since you came here!
Right.
And I know you have a mental health issue! Go get some help before you continue to throw your trash!
I'll show this to the
harassing.
caseworkers.
Yes! You go show it to anybody!
Imagine you're traveling around the city, and you take advantage of your subway ride to enjoy a little nibble. Then this happens. This guy seems really interested in getting his hands on the stranger's food.
I just want to sit, man! Okay, leave it to you. Thank you!
Surprisingly, the man gives in and lets him have his soda. He doesn't seem to be enjoying it, though. Pizza's here. Although, if this guy delivers it, you might want to think twice before eating the dessert. In 2020, a resident of Great Missenden Village in England ordered Domino's and was already digging into a tub of Ben & Jerry's when his girlfriend called and told him to stop immediately. She had just seen the Ring camera footage on her phone and was disgusted by what she saw. While holding the pizza in one hand, the delivery driver can be seen using the ice cream to scratch an itch near his genitals. He may have had an itch on his crotch, but to scratch it with something I'd pay for is disgusting, the customer later told a newspaper. Domino's were said to be extremely disappointed with the driver's unacceptable behavior. Gross.
You take this man to be your wedded husband. But do you earnestly promise before God and these witnesses that you will love her, love him, comfort him, honor, and obey him?
Really, Anthony?
And in
You
him.
gonna act like you don't know me? What, you didn't take your psych meds today?
And
After you got it on my eye? And I got your
will
baby
perform unto
here?
him all the duties.
Anthony, I know you hear me.
We've seen what happens when a secret boyfriend or girlfriend shows up at the reception. In this case, we have a pregnant woman showing up to heckle the groom during the actual ceremony.
You better get out of my mama worried. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with her?
It's amazing that someone managed to wait a whole 10 seconds before they went rushing after the woman, who, if what she's saying is true, has a pretty legitimate grievance. One thing is for sure, I wouldn't want to be Anthony on the day this footage was taken.
Hey guys, this is the guy who f***ed an OnlyFans girl and didn't think we were together at the time.
Get the f*** out of my face, bro.
Don't push me.
Get the f*** out.
Don't push me. That's what happens when you f*** an OnlyFans girl. Ask your best friend. He's the one who told me. He's the one that told me.
Let's start with this young, pretty TikTok influencer who decided to use her online clout to embarrass her soon-to-be ex-boyfriend. While live on her trusty app, she calls out her man for cheating on her with an OnlyFans girl, which prompts him to quickly push her away. She's not done though.
Where are you going? He's okay, bye. You're walking home. Call your own f***ing $130 f***ing Uber. Bye. Yeah, embarrassing, right? All the shit I bought you on you. All that f***ing shit. Take off your shoes. Take off your shoes. Take the hat off. Take the shirt off, right? Yeah, take it off because I bought it all, you dumbass.
She continues to film and call him out for his dishonest behavior. She then tells him that he needs to call his own Uber to get home, while calling him out for wearing clothes that she bought him with her influencer cash. That's got to be a major blow to his ego, but hey, cheaters get what they deserve.
Yeah, so yep, that's the skimmer right there. You can literally pull it apart. I'm not going to do that yet because that is evidence. But yeah, this one you can lift it up, pull it, and then the real one, it's supposed to be like this. You can't do anything. It's supposed to be connected to the keypad.
An eagle-eyed customer noticed something wasn't right when he went to use his credit card at a 7-Eleven in Jacksonville, Florida. He was already suspicious of the store, claiming that money had been stolen from his mother's credit card after she had shopped there. Inspecting the store's card readers, the man noticed that one of the readers has a false front and the keypad doesn't light up. These are the telltale signs of a skimmer, a device used to steal credit card information. The man believes the skimmer is owned by the store employee, since to retrieve the information, the device has to be taken away and the information uploaded to a computer. In his view, it's unlikely that a customer could do that in the store several times without the employee noticing. Also, he claims that the employee didn't want to call the police when he found out.
So look at this one. So look at this one. It's really fine. The lights up. It's legit. And look at that one. As soon as you grab it, one you can see it right here. It's a skimmer right here.
But the cops were called, and the last we know, both the store and the employee were under investigation for fraud.
She was hanging it up underneath charity. So the children's miracle network. She was hanging it up there and then doing a refund and pocketing the money. So she did that for 2 weeks, and total it was $1,900. She's on the register right now. I've got another manager in there who's supposed to pull her into the office so she doesn't get spooked and try to bolt. But she's in there right now, still $1,900 in total.
So do you have the...
We've got the CCTV footage, we've got receipts that she's rung up. She did it on another associate's numbers, but we can match it to the cameras and see that it's her.
She did it on another associate's?
Numbers, yeah, sign it. So it's under somebody else's name, but you match the timestamps with the camera on the camera, it's her. You can see it just put in her pocket and stuff.
On July 1st, 2024, police officers were called to a store following reports of theft from an employee. Once officers arrived on the scene, they were briefed by the store's manager, who explained that the employee in question had been processing refunds disguised as charity donations and pocketing the cash. The total amount said to have been stolen by the worker was $1,900 over a period of just 2 weeks. The manager has receipts and videos of the employee taking from the cash register, despite the accused efforts to avoid detection by logging in using the details of other employees. With all the evidence they need, officers enter the store, arrest the thief, and take her to the station.
Hey, just turn around and put your hands behind your back for me. So you're being placed under arrest right now for fraud. I know you got a lot of questions. Everything's going to be explained to you, okay? Okay.
So you're 20, 21?
21.
21, okay. How long have you been working at 7-Eleven?
I want to say almost a month. About a month.
You said about a month?
Or a little over, yes.
Okay. Where you work before this?
McDonald's. Well, actually, I wasn't at McDonald's for long. I was only there for like a few days. But I was a CNA and all that stuff.
Okay,
before.
Okay. All right. So, real quick before we get into any further into details, I just want to read you something real quick. It's kind of like procedure. Have you ever been read your rights before?
Yes.
Okay. So you've been arrested before, or no? What were you arrested for?
My previous charges of what was it? It was fraudulent stuff. I can't tell you the exact charge, but I know it was
like fraud related.
Yes.
Okay. How long ago was that?
About 2 to 3 months, I want to say.
2 to 3 months. Okay. All right. Are you going to school or anything like that currently? No. All right.
I just have 3 babies.
You got 3 kids. Okay.
It's there that we learn the 21-year-old mother of 3 is already on bond and has another case pending for fraud.
So the reason why you're here today, obviously there's been some concern in reference to charity donations at work. You know what I'm talking about? All right, can you tell me what's going on with that?
I haven't did anything wrong. By me starting being new. I work up under somebody else's numbers. They gave me numbers for my own register, but they wasn't working this morning when I tried to put them in. From my understanding, I mean, I was still in the system for everything, so I don't really know too much about that.
Yeah. All right. So the first thing you said is like, I mean, you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
What made you say that?
Because I haven't. I mean, they wouldn't really tell me anything when I was up there, but I haven't did anything. I'm going through too much to be.
Yeah. Are you going through like just hard times right now at home or something like that?
Not really. I mean, of course, bills, but.
Yeah.
And taking care of 3 kids, but that's really it.
Okay. So, what was brought up in reference to these donations is, I guess there's a barcode that needs to be scanned. And management was able to review cameras and stuff. So they got you scanning the barcodes and then essentially later pocketing the cash.
Pocketing?
The cash out of the register.
When did I pocket?
I'm sorry?
When did I pocket?
Apparently there were several incidents. So that's what they brought up to us, to our attention. This is why we're here right now. And that's what I'm trying to figure out, because obviously you're saying one thing.
Yeah. I don't have.
They have video showing something entirely different.
Yeah.
It isn't looking good for the young mother, and even though she claims to know nothing about the stolen money, the cameras show otherwise. The woman would ultimately be charged with organized fraud and grand theft. She was sentenced to 6 months of electronic monitoring, 24 months probation, ordered to serve 300 hours community service, pay $897 in fines, and make minimum restitution payments of $200 per month. Here's a scene that's literally out of a Grand Theft Auto video game. It shows a suspect being pursued by police and attempting to hide behind a random car.
The crazy part is that it seems to work. The officers who pull up have trouble finding him, and all the while, the man viewing the helicopter camera is screaming at them to turn around. They eventually do, but they again pass right by the hiding suspect and instead try to leave in their vehicles. Finally, somebody gets the message to them, and they return to initiate the arrest. I hope the suspect didn't do anything too bad because it's hard not to root for him.
Yeah, bro, we want phone. You wanted it? You wanted it?
Here's another subway troublemaker looking to cause problems. In this case, they've gotten a hold of a fire extinguisher and are threatening people with it. After a brief altercation, they fill the entire train up with a cloud of the fire retardant. It's amazing that everyone remains calm considering the complete lack of visibility. On top of that, these dry power extinguishers shoot a powerful mix of chemicals that can seriously irritate the skin and lungs. This next clip serves as a chilling reminder to always stay alert at railroad crossings, even when you're in a remote area where a few trains pass by. In January 2025, 2 police officers failed to notice a cargo train heading towards them at a crossing in Uruguay. The officers were not responding to an emergency and were incredibly unlucky as the train was supposedly the only one operating in the entire country at the time. According to reports, the car was dragged for half a mile down the tracks and both officers lost their lives. Trigger warning here, because this guy didn't even wait for the wedding reception to end before he started in on the spousal abuse. The poor woman was just goofing off by pretending to feed him a piece of cake, and he ends up slapping it out of her hand like a freaking bear. What a total jerk. I hope she filed divorce papers after that day. Technological advances are truly wasted on some people. This degenerate is attempting to steal a food delivery robot from a restaurant in California. Apparently, his brilliant approach to obtaining the expensive machine is to simply pick it up and walk out of the restaurant with it. Amazingly, his bold plan almost succeeds. However, a few of the restaurant's kitchen staff soon appear to take the robot back. Fortunately, it appears none the worse for wear. I'd recommend switching back to human waiters, but this guy might try and steal those too.
You talking? Don't come out.
Yo, look at that. He threw all at us. Look. Look at
Fast food workers deal with a lot of stress for not much reward. It's not surprising that tensions sometimes boil over, causing employees to lash out in unexpected ways. That's exactly what happened at this Burger King drive-thru when an employee delivered some drinks with extra force. The worker can be seen launching the drinks through the driver's side window, covering the car and its passengers.
Какая ширина тротtoirs.
I'm gonna drive.
No, wait, call the cops.
I am, but they don't.
No, it's all right. We're gonna wait, and we are moving the car from here. That's fine. We're getting a report right now. Burger King is gonna have to pay us.
Hello?
Burger King is gonna have to pay us.
We don't know why the worker got so mad, but hopefully he got the rest of the day off.
You know those guys who climb cell phone towers and antennas to perform repairs? They actually make quite a bit of money. This video shows why that is. He's climbed all the way to the top when, all of a sudden, he drops the tape he needs to make the repair. You can literally see his soul leaving his body as he contemplates having to go all the way back down and up again. Oh well, maybe he gets paid by the hour.
You could go to the pilot. Oh, really? I think you can. I happen to know you can. Oh, stop it!
One of the worst places to have a public freakout has got to be while flying on an airplane. After all, nobody wants to be trapped at 30,000 feet with someone who can't control themselves. This woman was making everyone feel uncomfortable on the Fuji Airways flight. Since she couldn't control her mouth, the crew came up with a creative solution and decided to tape it shut for her. Duct tape really can solve all your problems. After the flight, the Australian woman appeared in court and was made to pay a $345 fine.
Люди бегут убирать машины, бля. Капец, что происходит. Капец, капец. Ё-моё. Ё-моё.
А это не знаете чьи?
Это не нашего дома.
Она все сейчас упадет.
Ё-моё. Ой, как страшно.
Here's a video that proves that inanimate objects can also be jerks sometimes. Apparently, someone noticed that the retaining wall behind this parking area doesn't exactly look stable. At least one person got the message because they decided to get in and move their car to a safer location.
Сейчас на машину все. Ёпарасоте. Ё-моё, это страшно. Все, она, блядь. Ёпарасоте.
However, just a few seconds after they pull away, the wall finally decides to give up, tossing stones and dirt onto all the remaining vehicles. That's going to be an awkward call to the insurance company, that's for sure.
Speaking of people acting chill in the face of complete madness, this guy deserves some sort of reward. It's definitely one of those wait until you see it style videos, but in the end, one can only assume that riding the subway from the outside is a pretty unique experience.
Oh, there. Okay.
On the way out.
Okay, thank you.
What are we wanting to put out?
Okay, now I need the emblem out of that to go into this stuff. You want it?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In Texas, a seemingly nice couple walked into a store wanting to have some emblems changed on their wares. Only there was a slight problem.
You're not supposed.
Okay, no problem.
If you wanted a modern German forestry seal or something in it, I will denazify. But I won't renazify.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
The owner of the store is unwilling to deal with the request. He kindly offers to put other, less offensive German symbols on for them, but not that. Do you think the couple knew what they were trying to do was offensive? They had to, right? A loose dog can cause serious chaos at any wedding, but Indian weddings are particularly well known for having lots of long, beautiful gowns, food, and drinks everywhere. This poor bride is doing her best to hold the attacking animal back as guests and attendees try to not slip on the spilled food and other hazards. The good news is that everyone is laughing by the end, so it's likely the dog didn't get scolded too hard.
Why do you come to Mexico if you don't like Mexicans?
I'm half Mexican.
This American woman just landed in Cabo for a vacation, but it turns out some of the Mexican residents in the airport aren't a big fan of her hat.
Go back to America. Nobody wants you here.
She's quickly confronted by a man who curses at her and tells her to go back to the United States. Not exactly the warm welcome she was expecting. On May 13th, 2023, Adil Iqbal filmed himself speeding at 123 miles per hour along the M66 motorway in Bury, England. Driving his father's BMW, Iqbal held his phone while swerving across lanes and dodging cars at a ridiculous pace. However, his luck soon ran out as he collided with a barrier before plowing into a car that had pulled over on the side of the road because of a punctured tire. The owner of the car that got hit was 38-year-old pregnant mother of two named Frankie Jules Ho. The collision took her life and the life of her unborn child, while also leaving her 9-year-old son and 4-year-old nephew in comas. Iqbal admitted causing death by dangerous driving, and the shocking footage he filmed was shown in court. He was jailed for 12 years and suspended from driving for 14 years. Understandably, the victim's family lawyer described the sentence as insulting. This isn't a breakup video per se, but if you ask me, it sure should be. It shows two men on a scooter pulling up and robbing a couple. However, the man immediately runs away as quickly as possible, leaving the girl to simply hand over her purse. However, once the robber notices that the man has completely abandoned his poor girlfriend, he feels bad for her and actually gives her her belongings back. I'd love to hear what she had to say to the coward when she caught up with him.
Yo, bro, it's not gonna solve an issue, bro.
This employee just found out he was being let go, so he decided to undo all the good work he did that day, and rather than stock the shelves, he unstocked them. That's one way to spend your final paycheck. Not only will he have to pay for the damaged goods, but he could end up with a criminal record that makes it harder for him to find his next job. But at least he got to let out some of his anger. If you're afraid of heights or afraid of bugs, this video is going to be a real trigger for you. It shows a person climbing a very high, very thin tree for purposes that are not known. However, after they accidentally dislodge a nest, they quickly find themselves quite literally swarmed by hundreds of angry hornets. I mean, what can you do in this situation? You can't let go, it's going to take time to climb down, and you don't even have a free hand to swat the angry bugs away. Whatever job this guy has, you better get paid a lot. In late January 2025, the Russian nuclear-powered icebreaker 50 Let Pobyeды, meaning 50 years of victory, collided with the dry bulk cargo ship Yamal Krashet in the Kara Sea. The incident occurred on January 26 during icebreaking operations aimed at maintaining winter shipping lanes and escorting vessels. The collision resulted in significant damage to the port side of 50 Let Pobyedy's bow, creating a deep gash. Luckily, despite the damage, the icebreaker stayed afloat and its nuclear reactor was unaffected. Otherwise, this could have been much worse.
Ты просто посмотри, что она наделала, блядь. Ты просто посмотри. Посмотри, что она натворила, ебать. Это просто... Очки, мразь, ебучая, разбила. Что ж ты творишь? Я ж тебя просто сейчас уничтожу. Ты просто лучше.
This video is just another example of why you never, ever let your ex keep a key to your home.
As this poor guy makes his way around his destroyed home, it's clear that his ex left almost no stone unturned during her rampage. There's food and drink on the walls, on the mattress, broken objects and appliances. It's pretty nasty.
Лянь, что натворила. Лянь, что сделала. Гнида, ты посмотри. Ты посмотри, что она делала. Телевизор не побила. Это просто счастье. Жди.
She even smashed the guy's digital watch before throwing flour all over one of the beds. This is going to take hours to clean up, and those mattresses, they'll never smell the same again.
That's not the time you're supposed to be here. That's not the time you're supposed to be here. Nah, you supposed to be here, miss. Just come back another day, miss.
The post office closes at 5 p.m. and a woman shows up at 4:59 p.m. wanting to post her package. Is the postal worker within their rights to block off the door and kick her package away? Because that's what happened in this clip.
Come on, miss. You sitting there playing with a dude. No, look.
I got it.
Thank you.
Can you please take this?
You're the one that's doing the most. Right, you're doing that too.
It's closed. But I came here at 4:59.
Don't worry, that's just close.
You can understand the USPS worker needing to close the store, and by the time the package was processed, it would have already been past closing time. But the woman doesn't help her case by trying to barge her way through, and in fairness, we don't know what happened before the camera was rolling. So, who's in the wrong here? At first glance, you'd have to think that this person is either having some sort of medical emergency or they've completely forgotten how to drive a car. As it turns out, it's neither. The driver here is 17 years old, and while he doesn't have a license, he should be perfectly aware of how to drive, at least in theory. Apparently, the young man was driving his brother's car without permission and panicked after hitting the first vehicle. The rest of the hits were due to the front axle already being broken. Both the driver and the brother faced some pretty stiff fines. Rat infested or not, at least that subway car was still in one piece. This footage from Caracas, Venezuela shows people inside a train as it's actually in the process of derailing. Luckily, after several minutes, the car comes to a stop, allowing the people trapped on the other side to pass back over to a safe car. Let's hope someone had the wherewithal to alert the driver before the next crop of passengers got on. This prankster decided to put himself in harm's way by lying down in the middle of the road and scaring unwitting motorists.
It's a good thing this driver was paying attention as he spots the idiotic man and slows down while wondering what the hell is going on. As they approach, the figure rises from the floor and walks towards them like a zombie, holding out his arms and chasing them as they reverse. He then appears to be done with this prank but gives them a final scare as they drive past him again. The incident took place in Perth, Australia, and this apparently wasn't the first time it had happened. Pretty much every movie out there has convinced us that it's incredibly difficult to break out of prison. Well, Spider-Man here might disagree with you. That's Danilo Cavalcante, who escaped a Pennsylvania jail yard by stretching himself out and shimmying up the walls like a ghost from a Japanese horror movie. In this case, the only real horror was felt by the officers when they realized just how easily Danilo had gotten away from them.
Over there! Get it going! Oh, sorry. Oh my God!
Just like walls, car and fire do not mix. So when this truck owner realized the car next to him was turning into a raging inferno, he made the choice to pull his vehicle away. The only problem is that in doing so, he plows right into the building, nearly knocking down a brick wall.
Oh my God! Come on!
Amy Jo, come inside. It's dangerous.
Though the accident is interesting, I wish they had kept filming the car because it appears to have a fire-breathing dragon inside. Hiring a wedding photographer can cost thousands of dollars. So imagine that you're about to walk down the aisle, they have the shot perfectly set up, and freaking Aunt Linda decides she wants to take her own picture of the bride. This poor photographer looks like he's about to have a heart attack, and to be frank, I don't blame him. In July 2023, an elderly woman was attacked at a Walmart parking lot and left bleeding from a gash on her head.
I'm sorry, can you tell me what your purse looked like? What color it was? Was it brown, black?
Police reviewed the store's CCTV and were shocked to learn that the attacker was a Walmart employee. Cameras showed the employee leaving the store with the elderly woman and later returning with the woman's purse.
Yes, sir.
When he talked to you.
Yes, that's fine.
When questioned, the worker says she was just trying to help the 83-year-old but claims the pensioner took her phone and wouldn't give it back. But the cameras told a different story.
I think my phone's in her purse. She like, oh, no, it's not. But I just snatched it out of her hand.
Send it for me. Sorry, I'm put you on the bed for under arrest.
What am I on the list for, sir?
Just wrong on robbery.
I didn't rob nobody.
The employee was fired, arrested, and charged with robbery as well as assault and battery. The victim was taken to the hospital where she thankfully made a full recovery.
Hey, shut the fuck up. Stop. What's wrong with you? Stop.
Oh. They're not letting me hit her back. She's hitting my stomach.
That's why.
You're fucking retarded.
It's not just a compilation video until you see an angry Karen getting her due. This video starts off with a woman on the subway who seems to be having a very bad day. People are already filming her out of anticipation that she's going to do something wild. And unsurprisingly, she does.
Don't fucking touch me!
Stop.
Don't fucking touch me!
You come touch me, I will punch you right back. I don't care who the
Yo, lady, just chill out, please.
Stop! Please stop! Stop it! Stop!
Hey, what's going on? Stop.
Please, stop cheating!
Yo, what are you doing?
Hey, what's your problem? Just.
Yeah, it's too early for this.
Lady, obviously you have a problem. So just relax.
She's not even fighting you back. Yo, what are you doing?
Okay.
What are you doing?
No, what are you doing?
Stop!
Okay.
Stop!
No, it's dangerous. Okay, so stop. It's intentionally. You take off your key, you take off your umbrella to hit her. Go on the car. Don't give a fuck.
Actually, don't, because you're going to make us all late for work.
She starts violently kicking at women while other passengers try to restrain her. She then decides to try and hit the victim with her umbrella. Despite people trying to calm her down, she just gets angrier and angrier. Finally, she starts with racial slurs, and that's when she really lost the room, or the train in this case.
Go 911 tweet. Stop being disgusting. Oh my god.
What? Nah. Your white privilege ain't working over here, yo. F out of here with that racist shit.
She was eventually arrested for assault after several passengers held her until police arrived. When this coffee shop got broken into and a thief ran away with the cash register, the owners didn't let it defeat them. They were back in business in no time. However, they probably should have replaced the glass door before letting customers use it again, especially customers who have their hands full of hot drinks. There's nothing like a robbery and a lawsuit all in the same week. Hair extensions add a touch of beauty to any outfit, but did you know that they're also helpful for smuggling? This helpful border agent is performing a real-life demonstration using a woman who attempted to move a shocking amount of cocaine in her weave. I mean, look at how much she has in there. As it turns out, one of the ladies had a whopping 900 grams up there, the street value of a nice new car. That was quite the operation, and it likely had worked numerous times before. Now, this lady and her accomplice are going to spend a long time in a Colombian prison, which I doubt is as nice as the ones back home in Spain.
God, what she got in her hand? Break that. That's a hammer. What's that car? Damn! That's your ex-man? Your husband? Oh my God! Take a shit in this car. Yo, you tripping? You tripping?
The act of destroying your ex's car is practically a rite of passage for women at this point. This woman decided to pull it off in public, using a hammer to repeatedly bash her husband's car windows while people film and cheer her on. We don't know what he did, but He and his wallet are going to be hurting after this one.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
In England, a care home worker was seen violently striking an elderly patient.
There was no reason for them to hit him. He did nothing wrong. These residents have worked hard all their life, and that's how they're treated at the end of their life. It's absolutely disgusting.
Ron Carter's daughter said he did nothing to deserve being hit and was disgusted, along with everyone else, by what she saw.
You don't like it?
You expect your loved ones to go into a home that's like a big family.
A hidden camera also showed the worker stealing Ron's food, which he needed after receiving a shot of insulin. At one point, Ron tells the worker that he doesn't like being there. But can you blame him?
I just need this not to keep continuing.
Walk away. You walk away. You're just not the power. You're the problem. None of your goddamn business. Do it. You done? Done? Now.
When it comes to self-absorbed people in public, this woman might just take the cake. She set up her little selfie station on top of a giant piano in a public place, where people like this young child might want to play on it. But when that happens, she continually curses out the kid and his dad for seemingly no reason.
I didn't curse. You cursed first. Now you're getting it back. Deal with it. Grow up. And I hope to God these beautiful children do not copy you.
The poor dad even attempts to explain the woman's terrible behavior to his son. I mean, how long can it possibly take to record a video?
Oh my God. Hey, back. Get out. Guys, come on, one by one. Go that way.
Speaking of despicable acts, this footage shows the moment the man who set an innocent woman on fire in the New York subway was captured by police. The footage shows cops tackling the man and forcing his hands behind his back as passengers look on. In their defense, they just want to get to work, and they have no idea that this is the guy who committed one of the worst crimes in recent history. In the United States, there's a saying, never get into a fight unless you're 100% sure the other person doesn't have a weapon. This guy, however, is not familiar with that quote. He keeps yelling at the seated man and asking him to take the argument outside. He then decides to demonstrate his dexterity by balancing his hat while doing some flips, which he apparently thinks will be helpful in the upcoming fight.
Oh nah, dude, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Yeah, we gotta get off to.
We don't know what started this argument, but after the seated man unzips his jacket to reveal a small arsenal, we can guess how it would have ended. all have our kinks, but most of us have the decency to keep them in the bedroom. This weirdo did the exact opposite and took his fantasy, plus a cucumber, to the parking lot. Captured by a home security camera in Washington, D.C., the man pulls down his pants and proceeds to... After a quick smoke break, he then puts the vegetable where the sun don't shine again, this time in full view of the camera. Maybe he didn't know he was being filmed, but it's still a public place, and he definitely shouldn't be doing whatever this is there. In some countries, people look after one another. For instance, if you think you can get away with hitting a young lady in the middle of the street in Brazil, think again. Upon seeing this assault in the middle of a road, workers on a passing bus decided to take matters into their own hands. Within seconds, the assaulter is on the ground getting pummeled by 4 big guys who, from the looks of them, just had a long day of manual labor.
What you get when you mess with a crazy ass bitch. This is what you get when you mess with a crazy ass bitch. I'm that crazy ass bitch. Don't ever me. Don't me. That's what you get when you mess with somebody's heart. When you mess with somebody's heart. Look at that stupid ass Xbox.
If you think that's bad, we have an even more incredible apartment destruction video for you to see. Only in this case, the woman who did the deed is filming the results herself. As you can see, virtually nothing was left unsmashed here. The Xbox, the televisions, the dishes, pretty much everything this dude owned has been completely destroyed.
Oh, your Xbox is gone, babes. That bitch is broke.
She even throws the already bust Xbox off the balcony.
Everything, you have no technology, no anything. So next time you try to, oh, I hate the next bitch that's finna come in here. Cause baby, it ain't gonna be no sort of entertainment in here, babes. You better have that clean all this up. Oh, I done got the dog on my shoe. I'm gonna clean it with this toothbrush. Clean it with this toothbrush.
The best part is the end, where she shows herself using her boyfriend's toothbrush to remove dog dew from her shoe. This girl is cold-blooded. It's a good reminder that cheating is never the way to go. If you live in Vancouver and notice that your pizza toppings look a little thin, this might be the reason why. A Domino's delivery driver was caught on film tucking into a customer's order while in the elevator of the customer's apartment block. A security guard was monitoring the CCTV when they saw the greedy deed take place. They then informed the residents of what had happened and shared the footage online. Domino's responded by firing the employee, so hopefully everyone's pizza toppings are now safe. Whew. Pay close attention to this video, because if you see this woman on a dating app or even in public, you need to run.
So what's her issue? She's intoxicated. Okay. Originally she said you don't know what's in the bag. That was a little weird. I would say we don't know. She refused to give us her name. I think her first name is Lindsay. To me, she's causing a disturbance at this point. So if we can have her removed and if we can get her name, that would be awesome.
Look at him! I just got turned off a plane for this shit.
Back in 2022, this woman was denied boarding for a flight for being intoxicated, at which point she began screaming obscenities at the airline staff. This prompted a response from the airport security. Bodycam footage shows the moment they arrived to confront the woman who was standing at the gate, ranting and raving at other passengers.
Hey.
Yeah?
What's your name? Is it Lindsay? I'm not worried.
Lindsay.
What's your name?
Lindsay?
I'm just trying to
Lindsay?
What's your name?
Lindsay? No, I ain't Lindsay.
Okay, so what's your name?
What's my name? Let's do this on TV. What's my name? What about the kids? Do I look like the little kid?
Okay.
What was his name? What was that kid from Cuba? What was the kid from Cuba that nobody knew who his name was?
Listen to me. Listen to me. Is this your dog?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Is this your dog?
Is that guy right there?
Is this your
that
dog?
my dog?
Is this your dog?
Yeah, he's my dog.
Okay. So, you don't have
Lindsay.
Either we can do one or two things. We can do one or two things right now.
What was
okay?
that kid's name from Cuba?
I don't know who you're
What
talking
was the kid's name from Cuba?
about. Okay, so look, we're going to do one or two things.
Emilio! It was Emilio, mother. It was Emilio. Emilio Gonzalez.
Hey, turn around.
It's clear from their first interactions that this woman is not well. Because she refuses to comply, she is quickly arrested, something she barely even notices in between her rantings.
Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Put the bag down.
Emilio Gonzalez, that was his name. He was a Cuban kid.
Control 14.
Remember him? Emilio.
Other hand, other hand.
Yeah, supposedly we're in America, the land of the free, where everyone's free to have their own philosophy. But still, everyone's got that thing that's pointing at me. Because I'm a what? I'm an American. And I still believe we could be. I still believe we could be.
Come on, come on,
That's
come
my
on.
dog.
I understand.
That's my dog.
That's her dog. I don't know what you want to do
Anyone
with
gonna
it.
get my dog?
At this point, the issue becomes about getting someone to take care of her dog once she's arrested for disorderly conduct.
You're not counting that right. You're not counting it right. You're not counting it right. You are not counting that right. You are so dishonest. You're not counting that right. What about the rest of it in there? What about the rest of it in there? Why don't you count all of it together?
2, 4, 6.
8, 2, 12, 96, 75, 72. That doesn't even make sense.
172.
Put it in her purse.
I will. Is there any more in here?
I don't know, brother. Why don't you do your job? You didn't count the right in the first place.
Not my purse.
It was $375.72.
She smiles throughout most of the process but becomes enraged when the officers begin going through her stuff as she accuses them of counting her money wrong.
Get in. Sit down right there. Can you put this in the front seat? Yep, I got it.
Lying about it, or you would have counted it on camera. You're lying.
We'll count it when we get to the station.
They're off the right way. Hey, copy, okay.
Are they saying federal news? Did I say federal news?
At no point from the trip from the airport to the jail does she stop talking. However, upon arriving at her cell, she is essentially limp.
Hey, ma'am. Hey. I see your eyes moving. Wake up. Hey. Wake up. Wake up for me. Wake up. Man, wake on up. I see your eyes moving. There's nothing going on. There's nothing wrong with you. You've probably been drinking a
Are you sick, injured, or suicidal?
I am very unhappy right now, but no.
Okay. Any chance you're pregnant? Okay. Pacemaker, medical device, chemotherapy, or radiation. He's got questions for COVID. He needs to get your temperature.
What is going on right now?
We're going to talk about it once we get through this bit.
As the officers state, she is most likely attempting to be sent to a hospital. From there, she gives an Oscar-worthy performance, screaming, ranting, the whole 9 yards. One thing is for sure, somebody needs to save that dog.
It's common to see people performing in the subway. It's actually a nice way to break up the monotony of the commute, plus the people get to make a few bucks as well. However, you're never 100% safe from critics. For example, this person decided to break a bottle over this poor man's head, resulting in a pretty nasty injury. Luckily, she was later found and held accountable for the assault. Guess she just wasn't a music lover. This creeper was caught peeping into a window of a woman's home in Volusia County, Florida, at night on at least 3 occasions. 29-year-old Stephen Jackson was eventually caught in the act by a police officer, and though he took off running, he was later apprehended in a nearby swamp.
What's up, man? Where are you coming from? Where do you stay? Stop, right now. Where are you? Stop.
He was charged with loitering or prowling and resisting an officer without violence. Maybe he should stick to the swamp in the future because he clearly can't be trusted around people.
Again, with the jewel thieves, you'd think it was the 1920s all over again, the way people are grabbing up gold necklaces and rings. This guy first tries the necklace on to see how it looks, then he makes a run for it. Unfortunately, the door is locked, leaving him to sheepishly apologize and give the necklace back. It must not have been a very good apology, though, because the next thing we see is him being escorted out of the mall by police.
Did you go out and buy that oil?
You think everything is a joke?
I don't think anything's a joke.
You really think that I'm a joke?
No, I don't think it's a joke.
That I'm crazy. I don't give a about no video, any of that. I don't care. Yeah, I don't give
Jordan, you came over here to pour oil on my car?
No, I came over here because you want to post pictures of me with my number and shit all over the internet.
I didn't post it.
You sent it to me, so I...
Yeah, because I scooped
you.
You probably
did send. You probably did.
You want me to show you what it is?
No.
Jordan, please. It ain't worth it.
To you? Because to me it is.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. This woman is perched in her boyfriend's apartment parking lot like a vulture about to strike. She's got a can of some sort of flammable oil on top of his car, which seems to imply that she's about to cause some serious damage. Unfortunately, this poor guy has to go to work, which means he doesn't have an option but to interact with her. She reassures him that she's crazy, and I have to say, I believe her.
The only thing I gotta do is go down to the police station.
You want me to go down there with you? You know how I waited for the police last time? We'll wait again. I don't care. I don't know why you don't get this. You would think after the first time your ass would have gotten it. But you did. Right? Keep recording. I don't give a because either you're going to be late to work today or we about to have a whole little melee. So you might want to put the phone down because one or two things are going to happen.
Even when the guy tells her that he can show the video to the police, she simply replies that she doesn't care. I don't know about you, but the calmness with which she speaks is just terrifying. Luckily, it ends at threats, because this woman is ready to throw down.
Jordan, stop it.
I'm about to flat him. Door. I told you you're gonna do it, and I also told you I know what. So you can prolong this now if you want to. You rather do it here, or you rather do it there when you ain't got right back. Play with me if you want to.
I didn't know you were this crazy.
There must be something going on in Canada because this construction worker was also caught doing something bad.
Pick up your trash. Pick up your trash. This is my property. Pick up your trash you just dumped. Pick it up. This is my property. Pick it up. Just one door. I don't give a shit. It's you people that are involved in putting all this trash all over my. This is you, bub. Got your fake ass license plate. Got you on there. Now take your and get it off my property.
A citizen filmed the worker dumping an old door by the side of the road. Apparently, this is a common occurrence where the person lives and he wasn't putting up with it any longer. He confronts the worker and tells him to pick up his garbage before directing him to the dumpsters just a few hundred yards away.
Look at all the trash I see on my property.
Oh, that's only one I dropped.
How do I know? How do I know? How do I know? There's literally dumpsters underneath the freeway right over there.
Okay, I understand that.
Now, that's how you take out the trash.